Welcome back, Oliver Morton, head boy, 24, Ducks, 2024, and next month heading away to America to commence your studies on the prestigious Robertson Scholarship. Tell me about that.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's great to be back at Nelson College, my alma mater. I'm pretty scared, to be honest. Going to the US is quite a fair way away from New Zealand. I think it's definitely at least 2 or 3 flights. And so, I'm going to be away from my family for a long time. But there's just an absolute world of opportunities that have opened up for me. I'm able to study at 2 of the top universities in the world. I'm able to be a part of the Robertson community, and that's a community of over about 500 or 600 alumni. And they're there to support me, to provide me with opportunities and guidance and allow me to grow as a leader.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And obviously right now, service, massive part of Nelson College. And I look at what's happening in our region, as you're probably well aware, and we've got boys out helping support with the flooding.
Yeah.
And I know how much service you did give during your time at the college, not only with school, but outside of it as well. You spoke about how exciting it is and the buzz before, but take me back to that time when you received it. Was it via email, a letter? How did you actually know and you got it and you're like, wow, this is me?
So I was poolside up in Auckland. I had just finished a race and I was drying myself off and I see a notification, missed call from an overseas number, and I'm thinking that can only mean one thing. They want to get in contact with me. I don't know why yet, but I went outside so I could have a bit of peace and quiet, and I rung the number back, and I was greeted with a lovely lady who is in fact the New Zealand Robertson of last year. So she received the scholarship in 2024, and she gave me the great news. And I think for a solid 10 seconds, she thought the line might have died because I was quite quiet, but there was a lot of thank yous, a lot of, oh my goodness, because really it's a phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah, obviously this is New Zealand, but it's a global opportunity in a very competitive field. I know you were one of tens of thousands of students that applied. Here's a tough question. What do you think Oliver Morton stood out in this application and what separated you above others?
I think I come with a unique perspective, a unique life experience coming from New Zealand. It's the other side of the world, and something that Robertson emphasises is bringing together people from all around the world. So it might not have been that I came with every single perfect quality, but that what I can add to this group of people can impact the group as a total and build something more than just what I bring to the table, more than just myself. And so it's picking people from all around the world. I know there's someone from Wales, from the UK, South Africa, Nigeria, and so there's people all around the world. And we all bring together our different experiences, and that's what makes the scholarship so unique.
Yeah, it's just incredible. As a school, we are just so proud, continuing on from our assembly today, of your accomplishments.
Thank you.
Career-wise, 4-year degree, where do you end up?
So I've been an enthusiast of science and the natural sciences for a long time now. That passion has grown studying at Nelson College. I've had some really supportive teachers. And so I definitely want to go down that route of engineering and technology and possibly physics. But it's really hard to know exactly where. 4 years is a long time for me, for someone who's only 19 years old. And something very unique about going over to the US is their education system generally. It's a general education for your first year. I'm exposed to all these different courses from professors that have specialties in all these different subject fields. And I might pick up something along the way that inspires me, and I go down that route. Or I might stick with my current path of wanting to be an engineer, mechanical engineer. I really don't know, and that's what excites me, really.
Well, look, we look forward to watching your progress and how where do you end up and what impact you're going to make. It's, as you say, it's a journey and it's an exciting one to be on. Do you sleep? And what I mean by that is your time management. You were head boy, you were Ducks, you gave service, you swam competitively, you played social sport and so many. How do you fit that all in, and what's your approach to time management?
To start it off, I always sleep. Good 8 hours of sleep, I think it's essential. Resets for the next day. But really, it comes down to some good systems. I am an avid user of Google Calendar. I like to have things blocked out, have time for each of my activities. Being at high school, you base your schedule around your classes. And so before school, I would typically swim and then do the normal stuff, brush my teeth, have breakfast, head off to school. I'm lucky enough, I'm only about 5 minutes away from school, so I can literally roll out of bed all the way to school. But then throughout the school day, I'm making the most of my classes, asking questions if I don't understand the content, and then also making the most of my breaks. It's a great time to be social, but it's also 30, 40 minutes where I can bang out emails, I can be a part of groups that have an impact on the school, whether that's being a part of a committee or a volunteer group. And then I've got more classes after lunch. And then after school, I like to take some time to reset and then think about how can I make the most of my afternoon. I like to study in the afternoons. I've got swim training. And I finish my day maybe around 9 p.m. I don't like to go to the crazy hours of the morning. That's not me. Get some good sleep, reset, get ready for the next day, and get after it. Studying is the same for every class. If you break it down into small chunks and you start your study earlier than you think you need to, then you'll be set. Just yesterday, I was helping my sister start studying for her mock exams for level 3, and that's a fair way away. It's a couple of weeks at least, but getting that little bit of study out the way early will make a world of difference. Thinking more about each subject, I studied a lot of natural sciences, and that's what I plan to continue doing. And those require a lot of practice questions and past exams, and that's what I would encourage anyone to do in that sort of field. I can't speak for the humanities subjects as much. I've done English and I've done geography back in the day, but again, that's a different system. I would say the best thing you can do is take a step back and look at the bigger picture of getting in early, doing it before you think you need to.
You know, you're super competitive at the same time. You're very motivated. How do you control that when the pressure is on? You've got five exams, you've got a big race weekend, you've been asked to go to the ball here. How do you manage all that when the heat is on?
Yeah, so the word motivation doesn't always resonate with me, I'll be honest. I wake up in the morning like any other person and feel groggy and I don't want to get my day started, but I prefer to think about discipline. And so discipline to me, and this is probably not the Google definition, but it's a commitment to your future self. And so if you're disciplined today, the person who's benefiting is you tomorrow and you the next day. It's about that 1% as you talked about. And so staying disciplined, keeping to your schedule, not finding the excuses that seem to miraculously appear. And that is how I believe you can stay consistent during those sort of pressured time periods, during exams, during finals, during races.
Great advice. Really nice. I like that. And funny that, you are human.
Yeah, just like every other person.
Great answer. This is something that probably a few people don't know, and we haven't spoken about it too much. You've had to navigate your studies while living with vision impairment.
Yep.
How's that shaped your approach to learning? And obviously you've had to problem solve quite a lot here.
Yeah, so I've got optic nerve hypoplasia, which is quite a few long words, but I don't have the greatest eyes. And that's meant I've had to think outside the box in terms of how I make the most of my class time. And I've come up with many strategies throughout the years, and I've had people around me to support me doing that. I sit at the front of my classes. I would be useless at the back of a class, can't see the board. I've learnt that mistake at lectures down at the University of Canterbury. I need to be right at the front. And so, there's a bunch of systems that I have in place. I've got an iPad that I can enlarge content on. But what it's taught me is that there's no right way to do something. Thinking outside the box, how can I achieve the same result for studying for an exam? It's shown me that, if you can pull that idea of thinking outside the box, away from being vision impaired and just apply it to life in general, I think you're going to be better off. And I think I have been better off.
Yeah, a great attitude, and that just doesn't come. That you've spoken about probably some of the reasons and systems, but having that way of thinking is really positive. And again, going into America with our known you spoke about and being a bit nervous, having that open-mindedness, I'm sure is going to go a long way. And you've been set up for that.
I certainly hope so.
Have there been moments where you've been, I'm so tired from everything. I'm overwhelmed. I can't handle it. Have you ever experienced that in your time, in particular the last few years?
Yeah, I have. And I don't have the answers to everything. But someone who seems to is my mum. She has been an avid supporter of mine. She's my number one supporter, and I love her for that. She's the person I turn to when things do just seem too overwhelming. She has endless great advice, and she has been my supporter during those times.
Love it. Mums are brilliant.
I'm very grateful for her.
Yeah, fantastic to hear that. They're very special in our lives.
They are.
I'm glad to hear you're taking on board the advice and the right. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Sometimes she thinks I don't listen, but I try to.
Yeah, no, I love it. The Robertson program places a strong focus on leadership, community, impact. What do you think service is so important and giving back?
So service to me is about being something bigger than yourself. I've had my fair share of achievements as a swimmer, as an academic. But what I love about service is that I can be a part of a community in which the Robertson is an example and have a bigger impact. There's only so much I can achieve on my own, but when you bring people together, and as the Robertson does a phenomenal job of from all around the world, that's when you can have that great impact. And that's what I love about service.
Fantastic.
A great example is the floods recently. I just bumped into Vicky, our careers advisor, and she's off taking kids to support the flood support with the volunteer army, the student volunteer army, and that's just a great example of bringing people together to help our community. I really love that.
Yeah, it's a massive part, as you know, of what we do at the college and what makes us, special, and that is giving back and service. It's a really key component. Head boy last year. Process, obviously the year before applying, thinking about it probably prior years. How do you think that role itself helped shape you as a future leader?
Yeah, so being the head boy was a phenomenal experience. It really taught me the importance of being someone who can be adaptable, someone who is sort of an in-between person. I don't come with all the ideas as the head boy, but I can tap into the student body and the teachers and collate those ideas and be someone, sort of a bridge between all these different parts of the school. Talking at assemblies, talking in front of presentations, in front of people, those are all great skills that have allowed me to develop as a leader and as a person, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah, I think, one of your strengths is your authentic leadership as well. You don't try to pretend to be somebody else. You're who you are, and that naturally comes across, which is probably another reason you were selected. It's, as you say, you're okay to put your hand up, I don't know, but you use the strengths of people around you and you connect people. Really positive thing, and I think a real strength of yours. So heading away, what are you most excited about as you start the Duke and University of North Carolina?
Probably something that not everyone thinks about when you're heading away for a big leadership scholarship is the college sports, but I'm definitely excited to go to a couple of football games. Both Duke and UNC, they're considered to have the biggest rivalry in college sports. So I'm still trying to figure out which team I need to support. Do I have a t-shirt that I can flip inside out when my team's losing? I don't know. I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to the Southern experience of being around some really kind people. I was in North Carolina earlier this year, and what really stuck out to me was how genuine everyone was and how kind everyone was. And that wasn't just the Robertson Scholars. I was lucky enough to meet the other recipients, but just the wider community, the university community, and the state in general. In terms of the Robertson community, they've brought people from all around the world, and these guys are phenomenal. I'm thinking, why did I get selected for this scholarship, looking at all these other people who've done some really incredible things, and being amongst them and getting amongst it with these people who will support me, challenge the way I think. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from you in another few years. You know, that experience, as you say, picking the team of it's almost like, you know, you were born in Auckland and went to uni in Canterbury, so the two teams are playing. Who do you support?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Yeah.
No, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll be buying both shirts.
I already have.
Obviously, you know, bringing it back to, I know you've just left. You've only been gone 6 months.
Yeah.
Thinking back, exams are approaching some of our young men, level 1, 2 and 3. What advice would you give our students feeling the pressure right now?
Yeah, it's a scary time for those guys in level 1 who haven't done this before, and level 2 and 3 that doesn't fade. You still get nervous, even going into university, and those nerves will always stick with you. I think it's important that, for me at least, that I kept active, that I prioritize my physical health. And I think there's a correlation between your physical health and your mental health, and keeping that mental clarity. And so when I study, I like to take breaks, play some sports, even if it's just throwing a basketball round for 10 minutes. That's a great way to alleviate some of that stress. I mean, it's a time to lock in. Your social life's probably not going to be the best this time of the year. I'll be honest, my whole of year 13 didn't look great. But this is a time when you're able to focus. You've got those study weeks. Make the most of them. Take this time to really emphasize your study.
And, you know, many young men, many of our students, you might have been different, sometimes struggle to figure out what they want to do. Do you have any advice? Yeah,
well, hopefully whoever's watching this has picked up. I don't really know what I'm doing quite yet. I have a sort of an idea. I have a path that I'm looking at going down, but everything's still up in the air for me. And so what I would say to any student sort of in that position is, don't worry, you're not alone. I think everyone goes through that at least once or twice in their life. You've got plenty of time to figure things out. Take courses and do classes that you enjoy. Those are going to be the ones that you love studying for. And what I've found is that if you really enjoy the content, it doesn't really feel like studying. It feels like learning and exciting. And if you can capture that feeling and work with that, then I think you're going to be in great stead for your future and what you want to do. You've got plenty of time to figure things out.
Yeah, lovely answer. I like that a lot. So I've got a final few thoughts and questions. What's one message, and quite a tough question, what's one message you'd love every Nelson College student to take away from your journey?
I think it is embracing community, and that can be taken in so many different directions. The Nelson College community is phenomenal, and I will be an avid supporter of it. I'm an old boy. You've got teachers around you, you've got the support staff, you've got your peers. These are all people that want you to do well. Get involved with the community, be a part of those volunteer groups. Take on your teachers' advice. They want the best for you. Make the most of being somewhere where everyone's around you to support you. I think that's something that's really special about Nelson College and about high school in general. It's a place for you to explore and to be a part of. Make the most of that. Be a part of the Nelson College community.
Love it. Great thought. How can other students best lever the school's facilities and systems to attain success?
It's not about the buildings, it's about the people in them, the teachers, the students, and the support staff. Treat your teachers with respect. They want the best for you. Listen to what they have to say. They are very knowledgeable. They've got many years of experience. And treat your friends with respect. Treat your peers with respect. You're part of a team of a student body, a student team. And I think hopefully the sooner you realise that you're sort of in this together, the sooner you're going to be in a great position to do well in the future.
Yeah, great answer, and definitely agree with you. So it's always about the people. And final question. Obviously, today on stage we had your primary school and intermediate principals. That must have been pretty special for you there, and then you've come to Nelson College. How has Nelson College helped shape you to be the person you are today?
I'm very lucky to have attended Nelson College. We're known for our rugby, but I think we should also be known for the incredible staff that support the students here. Not just the teachers, but also the support staff, the careers advisors, the counsellors. All these people are what make the Nelson College community what it is. And throughout my time here, I've been given opportunity after opportunity. I've been given great words of advice, wisdom from yourself included. And that's what's allowed me to thrive and to have an opportunity even to think about applying for the Robertson Scholarship. And so yeah, I'm truly grateful to Nelson College.
Well, we are extremely proud of you. We're very grateful for coming back and giving time. We look forward to watching your journey and watching you grow as a young man as well. There's so much as a young man taking their place in this world.
Absolutely.
We wish you all the best, and thank you so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Look, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you.